Okay, so my phone decided to be a hater, and I already set this intro. My phone didn't start recording until like 20 seconds after I started, after I pressed record. Anyway, my phone also decided to stop recording right as I said it. Yeah. I'm gonna get a new phone, so yeah, that's great. Okay, anyway, wrap up on the last fact that I was on. It's the Boötes Void, where it's supposed to have at least 10,000 galaxies, but only 60 known ones are in there. So, another thing is that I don't think anybody truly knows how voids, especially this big, occur and how they are possible, because they're just so vast and empty, and my hands are huge, just ignore it. Anyway, I drew a picture. Again, ignore the words that are backwards. This is the void, and every single dot is a galaxy. So in case you thought that all these swirls and dots were like stars, they're not. They're all galaxies. So that's also to show how grand and super and fascinating, which is why I find it fascinating to me how big the universe is. It's the biggest thing that we know, and that's something that we are pretty sure, but we don't know, is what's outside of the universe. Like, what is it expanding into? Is it infinite? Are we going to collide with another universe? If the multiverse is real, like, who knows? And if we do, then what will happen? Like, who knows? Anyway, going off topic, but for number 6, I have life on a rogue planet. Now, for those of you who don't know what a rogue planet is, it is essentially a planet that is almost like an oxymoron in a way, because let me look up the definition of a planet. Yeah. A celestial body moving in an elliptical orbit round a star. Because, okay, so what I found ironic about a rogue planet is that planet, meaning it's a celestial body, which is a similarity for this one, but for the two dissimilarities that I found between a planet and a rogue planet is, for a planet, it says in an elliptical orbit. A rogue planet is a celestial body big enough to be a planet, and that is just going in one continuous direction. And it's going in one direction because there's no friction in space. So if you are on, let's say this is my water bottle is a rocket. Let's say you are like on a mad walk and you're fixing something on the ISS or something. If the ISS wasn't so close to the Earth. Anyway, if you were on a probe, if you were on the Voyager 1 probe that went around Jupiter and is now flying through space at millions of miles a second, or an hour, whatever, or millions of kilometers if you're not American. Oh my god. Then, oh my god, I got water on my laptop. That's great. Then, If okay, let's say it just stopped and it's not near anything. It's just in the middle of billions of miles of or billions of kilometers of empty space. And which it is, I'm pretty sure. So, or not billions, but well, yeah, billions. But you so happen to be on it and you survived on it somehow. And for some reason, you were just crazy enough and just alive enough to get out of it and jump as hard as you can. Not only would you not be able to come back, but you would be going in a continuous line until you crashed into something, whether that be an asteroid, a planet, a moon, a star, whatever. And so, another one that I found is around a star. The rogue planet, since it's going in one continuous direction, that means that it was either A, slingshotted from its home star, or B, it was crashed into and pushed away. So it's not around a star, it was around a star and then it went into one direction, or it was crashed and it went like that. So, it's pretty unlikely for a rogue planet to have life, but as unlikely as it sounds, well, not as unlikely as it sounds, but unlikely that it sounds like it is possible for life, there is a theory that I found about how life could somehow be possible on one of these rogue planets. So, there's a lot of ifs and buts in here, so just bear with me. If the planet has a lot of water, and I mean million or hundreds of times more water than Earth, because if Earth became a rogue planet, the entire ocean would freeze. I'm pretty sure. I'm not quite sure. I'm not a biologist, geologist, marine biologist, etc. I'm not any of those. I'm not any kind of I'm a kid. I just love astronomy. Anyway, if it had a lot of water, and in that water there was already life, if there was already life, or okay, anyway, either there was already life to begin with, or the surface water would freeze over. My video is gonna stop soon. But if the water froze over on the surface and it just had a tiny little bit of liquid water at the end or at the bottom, then the planet itself, with the geothermic radiation keeping it liquid from 1, the freezing temperatures, and 2, the pressure of the ice above squishing that water down into a solidified state, which is how fire on ice is possible on some planets. Then, if there were geothermic vents and underwater volcanoes spewing chemicals in a way that is believed that caused life to form on Earth in before evolution and everything, which I believe. Anyway, that liquid water would have aquatic animals and possibly plants that do not need. If there are some sort of plants, I'm not a marine biologist, but if there's some sort of plant that does not need sunlight, then maybe that might be possible too. If it could stand tons and tons and tons of water and ice, no sun, etc., maybe that could be the starting point of life on a rogue planet, or just the stepping stone of one evolution to another, to another, to another, etc., or a boosting evolution step for animals to thrive off of. Then who knows, there might be some sort of rogue planet out there, since there are billions, maybe even more. They're extremely hard to find because they do not emit any light because they're planets. And two, they're fast. They're very fast. Let me look up real quick how fast is like an ordinary rogue planet. How fast do rogue planets travel? 1.5 million miles per hour. So yeah. Oh, and another one was, can rogue planets support life? Hey! So other people are thinking this. Anyway. So yeah, there's a possibility that with enough water, and since ice is has good